What's up, awesome YouTubers? How you guys all doing today? Hey, Danny here. Hey, I really sincerely hope each of you is having a good day. Today we got kind of an exciting thing, especially if you're a guy looking for like pro level features in a guitar for under 200 bucks. Man, stick around. So what we got here is a Firefly. Now, I know you've probably seen other videos on Fireflies. Maybe not as many on this particular one. And if you like blue and you like bling, holy cow, this has got it for you. But that's not all. It's got pro level features that stomp on everybody else. Now, I didn't get paid for this. I tell you, I just got this yesterday and unboxed it. I barely got a chance to clean the strings and tune it. I've done virtually nothing to it. It is some kind of bling. Oh my. Wow. And I'm going to show you a bunch of pictures as we go along here. This is purely because I like this guitar. And I like you guys. A lot of my Facebook friends are going to watch this and they've been wanting to see this. Hey guys, from all the forums, appreciate you guys so much for your feedback. And I'm new to the Firefly family. Oops. I am new to the Firefly family, and it is quite the little guitar. And for you, like, kind of guitar geeky guys, we're going to go into some pretty serious specs on it. But for now, right, what attracted me to this thing, first impressions, looking online, I wasn't a member of the Firefly Facebook group. In fact, the first time I went to go be a member of it, I didn't have one, and they denied me. Which kind of gave me a sour thought, so I kind of, walked away from it for a while. But then one of my buddies on another site said, wow, this is what I got. And I looked at this thing, and then I went on Amazon, and I went on, Guitar's Garden, which is the website for Firefly, right? And I looked at this thing, and I'm going, you know what? If I had a basic guitar, okay? If you just had a basic, inexpensive guitar you paid less than 200 bucks for, right? And you went out and you were going to try to rebuild this thing with all of the pro features on it, you couldn't do it. You simply could not do it. Okay? So, with that in mind, I looked at it and I went, oh, and that happens to be my favorite color of blue. And bling. Okay? Some of you guys don't like bling. Well, I used to be real conservative and all that. But nowadays, I think, you know what? If you're standing on stage and you're playing a guitar, you want to stand out, right? Isn't that part of it? Oh, God, tell me about guitar players and egos. But for you new guys, too, check this out. Man, check this thing out, right? Wow. Okay, enough of the bling. So, we'll talk... Oops, microphone. So, let's talk a little bit about the stats and stuff like that. Let's go into that. Okay, so before we do that, I just want to let you know, for reference, when we do some playing through this, I'm going to be playing through my 40-watt Spark amp. And I've got a clean tone with a little bit of reverb on it, and then we'll do an overdrive tone that has a little bit of reverb on it, but driving real hard, like metal kind of overtone or overdrive. right? It's going into a small little Behringer mixer and then into my little Behringer Euphoria. Okay? So keep that in mind. So you're hearing a real clean version of this. And I'm not going to get all fancy. I'm just going to try and present this in a way with the understanding that most of the folks that are watching this aren't looking for me to be the best guitar player in the world, which I am definitely not. Okay? You're looking because you're interested in this guitar. So let me see if I can transmit in a very honest way what I feel might work for you if you're interested in a pro feature guitar for under $200. Okay, so here we go. So first we're going to see if we can, if this guitar is going to live up to its promises. So let me give you some of the quick stats on it, all right? Roasted maple Canadian neck, right? Roasted neck. I'm going to bring it down so you can see it, and we'll spin it around. But I'm going to be showing you pictures as we're going through too. So roasted Canadian maple neck, right? Roasted maple guitar body. This body is wood. I'll show you because I took this cover off to take a look at the trim system. Trim, 2-point trim system, right? And the full-size block. It's not brass, but it is full-size and it is metal. I don't know if it's stainless or whatever, but it is metal, so it adds to the sustain, right? Okay, so just a few more, right? Locking tuners, they're kind of Grover style. I'll show you some close-up pictures of them. Locking tuners, roasted maple neck, bone nut. And they didn't do a good job of cutting the top of this, as I'll show you pictures of, but the slots themselves they're pretty darn good. Now check this out, just for fun. A bunch of, look, a belly cut here, right? Look at how they carved down into here, right? Wow. You know, you can get your hand way up in there, and it's comfortable. A pop-in arm for your tremolo, right? Full-size pots, 250K. And it's got a push-pull pot to split the pickups. We'll demonstrate that as well. 3-way switch. 22 medium jumbo stainless steel frets, and there is no fret sprout. In fact, they're rolled off and rounded off really nicely. I'm not joking, it's true. So a couple of other little things. Satin neck. It's very smooth. Nice to play on. And I would call this probably, you know, sort of a modern C shape. It's not quite a D, but it's a flat fretboard. I'm guessing from between 14 and 16 on the radius on this. So it's flat. So for you guys that like to noodle and go real fast, good one, right? Okay, let's just start out, and what we're going to do is just play some chords, you know. Remember, we're in the neck pickup, right? Okay, so let's do some of that, right? Nice, a tad bit muddy, not really heavily muddy. Now on the Spark I have everything flat, so there's no boost except for the bass, which I have actually rolled off because of the nature of the amp in this room. I have the bass kind of rolled off, but everything else is pretty much at unity gain or up at, you know, at 12 o'clock. of buzz in this string. Now remember, I haven't done anything. I haven't set it up or anything. This is out of the box. Nice sustain, really. I don't have a sustainer on this or anything like that in the amp. It's really just a clean signal, right? I mean, you know, sort of a jazzy thing. Then we got our... Not bad. Okay, so there we go. We've got the neck pickup. We're going to put the two of them together now. I think this shines really nicely with the two pickups the best, because you got a little bit of that low end on the low side and the high. That's my opinion, but here we go. I'll do some of those same chords. Teeny bit out of tune. All right. Okay, so that's the two of them together. Let's see what kind of spank we can get out of that that bridge pickup now. That's where we're going. Because okay. All right, with that in mind, let's drop it down. We'll drop it all the way down to the bridge, and we'll just play some chords. Okay, let's do some notes. Okay, we're going to reserve the whammy for a little bit later. We're not going to go there yet because I'm not sure that it's all dialed in right, and I don't want to keep tuning this thing. So, you know, I mean, let's face it, every guitar you get, it needs a setup. most all the guitars you got to do some kind of setup. All right, so a couple other things. It does have a whammy. It's a pop-in type, and that's pretty cool. You can split these pickups, right? So let me play. Everybody's familiar with that scale, right? Pentatonic. Just for fun, let's check the harmonics. We're in the bridge pickup. Let's check the harmonics. There's the 12th fret, right? Okay, 7th, 5th. Pretty nice harmonics. A lot of more, you know, when you don't have as much wood and craftsmanship in your neck, a lot of times those fifth ones, the 5th fret ones, are hard to get to. That means if you're going to do any like tapping, any of that kind of stuff, that you're going to have those harmonics available when you hit them, right? Okay, so there we go. Now, I'm going to split the pickups. Now, the one thing they did do wrong on this, and I'll show you up close, is when they wired these, they wired them backwards. So as you can see, the tone knob right now is in the up position, and that's giving me the humbuckers. When I push it down, right, now, basically, I have got them split. And it's a single split. You can't individually split this one or that one. It splits both of them. So you've got two singles. Okay? Notice we'll drop in volume. Right? Got some of that spank to it. Okay, so, alright, let's move it to the middle position. Now, this is just the two singles. They're split, right? So notice we'll drop in volume. Now you got the two split and then they're in parallel. So it kind of splits them again. Let's put it up to the neck pickup and see what we get. So not bad. Alright, so keeping that in mind, you know, you may want to change out the pickups. For spending 176 bucks on a guitar, you think you could throw in, you know, maybe some, maybe not super high end, you know, Seymour Duncans, maybe you could put in some floors or something like that. I don't know. But you could experiment and not break your bank and still have all these pro features on this guitar. Okay, I can't wait to strip the strings off. I left the factory nickel strings on, and they're junk, okay? They keep going out of tune, and probably have to, you know, do a little setup on the nut, you know, kind of shave things. Maybe not shave them as much as just sand them, lube the nut, all that kind of stuff, and the string trees and the bridge, you know, so, and set the float up correctly, because I don't think it is. Alright, so let's go and we'll just do a little bit of sort of heavy overdrive, if you will, some notes, we're in the neck, and give you a taste of what, you know, with the right amp and all that, what you might be able to get out of this thing. And you, if you're better than me, which a lot of you are, probably get a lot more out of it. But here we go. Okay, so moving on, we'll put the two of them together. Okay, move right to the bridge and let's do a little more. Okay, so there you go. You know, just a little fooling around, and you know, I'm not the greatest guitar player, but I can recognize quality when I see it, and this is quality, man. This is good stuff. I mean, from all the little things from, you know, locking tuners, just locking tuners. Bone nut needs a little bit of sanding and a little bit of lubing and stuff. Yeah, okay. You know, for 179 bucks that I paid for, shit. Roasted maple, Canadian maple neck, and it's beautiful. The grain on it is beautiful. I'll show you that. Headstock. I like the headstock design. You may not, but you know, they've got to be careful around Fender and Gibson and all that. You know, especially Fender. They're real sensitive about their shape. But I like it. I think it's nice. You know, we could change out the string trees, but I don't think we'll have to. You know, full-size pots, and they're not just no-name pots. They actually have for under 200 bucks. Can't beat it. And look at that bling. Be well. Take care, and thanks for watching.